everyone, Kaminari here, and this is not a comedy review of the RWBY series right now. There's actually the Remnants of RWBY, or the World of Remnants, so I'm sorry I don't do World of Remnants videos, so I'm going to do something completely different, something I was actually into recently. Between you and me, I'm actually more of a comic book fan when it comes to American TV shows, not just like anime and all that. And today's review is actually quite interesting because this character gets a lot of love as of last year, even though in reality he shouldn't get any love. I'm talking about Lucifer. If you don't know who Lucifer is, Lucifer in several mythologies, he's considered the great evil of them all, the tempter. The guy who makes us sin. But in actual reality, after looking into his character, and there's a lot of parallels between him, the DC version, and our version of him. Now, before I go into the character analysis and cultural analysis, I'll give you a lowdown of the series. It is actually based off of many writings of this writer known as Neil Gaiman. If you don't know who Neil Gaiman is, he is in fact the writer for StarDust and Coroline. Now, if you're a DC fan like myself, you also heard of several comic lines that centralizes this one family, even though no one ever heard of it. It's called The Endless. Now, he also partnered up with Vertigo and several comic book artists to create these characters and these wonderful characterizations. Now, before I go into any detail, why do I say The Endless, even though I'm talking about Lucifer? Believe it or not, Lucifer is actually a spin-off character. Now, he's in one of the volumes where he's on vacation, or he's decided, you know what? I don't want to rule hell. I'm going off to have my little fun. And so he left hell, and then all the demons ran loose and all that, and it's up to Morpheus, aka Dream, to figure out what to do. And he decided to give the two angels, Dominus and his partner, to take care of hell for the time being. Even though you got like all the gods and goddesses of several different mythologies and cultures just trying to rule hell. Now, yes, this is why I said The Endless plays a minor part of the Lucifer franchise because, like I said, spin-off. Okay, the whole series is actually about Lucifer and his time on Earth. He runs a nightclub known as Lux. In Latin, it means light. So yeah, like luxurious and all that. But it's Lux, as light. He and his partner, and also bartender, Mazikeen. Mazikeen is actually a Lilith, not a real demon, but that's where the parallels, and technically there's like different like other stuff. I never read the comic series yet, but I am dying to, so bear with me. Lucifer in this TV show is actually the good guy, and he plays his part really well as like a good guy, even though he's like the bad boy, like getting all the ladies, drug, sex, rock and roll kind of thing. Believe it or not, Lux is actually a piano bar, which is, I think, it's more of a classy nightclub. I mean, sure, but it's not like the nightclub you go to, like here in Ohio, we have Scully's, which is a nightclub. And all the other ones. I don't go to clubs, so I don't even know. So, anyway, he got involved with this character, Detective Chloe Decker, who is, in fact, they just met because of his dear friend / charge got killed due to drugs. And it turns out since she was killed, he was making all moolah, not Lucifer, but her manager, and he gets in trouble. That's all the start. And he decided to become something more than just the harbinger of torture of the guilty. In fact, he decided to be part of the LAPD. Yes, it takes place in Los Angeles. And there's always been like the crime of the week and the killer of the week and all to deal with. But it also has an underlying storyline that makes it more interesting. You got other characters. Yeah, they mention like he called him father, and then it didn't make any sense because in cultural realization, God did create the angels, but all by himself. In this show, there's always been a female deity, which Mom is technically in the second season. He has like an older brother named Amenadiel. He said, dude, I need you to come back to hell to take care of things. And he's technically a jailer. Lucifer is technically a jailer, but the reason why, because he's rebellious and all that, but we didn't really understand his character so far. But he uses powers to help with the crimes solve crimes and punish those who are guilty. And one of my favorite ones just so happens to be like, okay, who killed who and all that. And for example, you got this football player who is just want to get laid and all that, and Lucifer helped out. It's like, oh, we're just going to be dear friends and all that, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't do like, I'll take your soul kind of deal. He's like, no, I ask you, you ask me a favor, and then I ask you a favor kind of deal. And I think it's more of a goody two-shoe way of dealing with it. And yeah, let's just say it didn't end well, and spoiler alert with one of the episodes, with the football player, it was his shady manager that got involved. But he's been trying to tell his therapist, his partner, that who he really is, although his dad said, no, you can't do this. Or Amandil said, you can't do this, you can't mess with the divine. In which, in fact, yes, he is. Now, he also goes by several names besides the Lightbringer, the Morning Star. They mention Samael, which is inaccurate. Very inaccurate because when it comes to angelology, Amenadiel is actually a fake name, a fake character, just not a real angel per se. I can go look at it, it's like, who the hell is Amenadiel? But Samael was he's kind of like, not Lucifer. Lucifer is a separate entity. Also known as Satan and all that. Yeah, Satan being in the hands of the police and all that. But he deals with it. The Samael is actually not Lucifer. In fact, he's also a part of like the he's not really, I can't really place my finger on it. He's kind of like he's more like an angel of death, even though they say Azrael was the angel of death, which is not technically right. And then you got Uriel. I mispronounced it. I thought it was Uriel, because I pronounced like ooh with you, and his pronounced Uriel. Anyway, Uriel is in the second season, blah, blah, blah. He's there just to either take back his partner and send her to wherever she belongs to. And that goes back to the family life of Chloe Decker. Chloe Decker, in this case, is a detective. She's the daughter of Officer Decker. Can't remember. John Decker. Yeah, John Decker. And the daughter of Penelope Decker, who is an actress who does all this jazz and all that. She goes on. It's like, oh, I get to do this and that. And she was in a movie at one point called Hot Tub High School, which I think it was a porno. Like, why are you in a porno? She said it was the most embarrassing thing and all that. She decided to be a cop, and she met with Dan, got married, had a kid. The kid's actually adorable. And then all hell breaks loose. In the second season, they decide to divorce. I was like, what the hell? What the fuck kind of deal? Anyway. And then you got like all, it's kind of like a clusterfuck, kind of like understanding the divine. And then you got the humanoid, the human lives and all that. But it is actually a great story if you watch it carefully. Like I said, cultural aspects of it, everything was wrong. But then again, you got what is Lucifer's real role is. Technically, he's the one that tortures the sinners. Believe it or not, he tortures the sinners. And that is because when the sinners come down, these are actually those of the guilty party, those of the liars, the betrayers, the lustful, the gluttonous, and all that. They go to the circles of hell, and then they are dealt with their own torture, their own punishment. And with this, when he's on Earth punishing the criminals who are responsible for these crimes, it made a whole lot of sense. That is his place. Now, I do understand that some of the Christians out there, or those who are Christians in general, they say, oh, the devil is evil, the devil is this and that. What you don't understand is, sure, he's a rebellious kind of angel. Yes, I said angel. I'll get to that later. His whole role in the heaven and hell and understanding is he's in fact doing what I believe was right, is the ultimate punishment. Yeah, you're probably like, why are you doing this? Like, your RWBY stuff is popular. Why? It's like, all you get to do is watch this and that and all that. Hold on. Don't get me wrong here. Like I said, Lucifer is just so happens to be a big part of the role when it comes to the whole afterlife thing. Is it heaven or hell or whatever? And yes, like I said before, he was an angel. Keyword angel. He's considered a fallen angel. But the reason why, because he's, let's just say, Daddy got a new project. He plays with humans and all that. And Lucifer wanted attention. He started a coup d'etat on him and tried to cast him out to heaven. In fact, it was God, threw him out of heaven, and he became hell, or became Satan, or became the embodiment of evil per se. But no, he's actually part of God's plan, where he's just going to punish the guilty, technically speaking. Not those who deserve to go in hell, but those who deserve to go to hell. Figuratively speaking, and literally. Anyway, what do I think of this show? This whole show is actually very good. Speaking that, I've been a fan of this writer for years. I've been a fan of him ever since I opened my first time opening the Sandman Chronicles. If you don't know what the Sandman Chronicles, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, back to the thing. It is well written and well thought out, especially like all the characters have their flaws. like Maze King being a demon at this point, even though it's inaccurate when it comes to the actual comic series. But it made a whole lot of sense. He brought in all the characters, the actors who played them really well, like, oh, I can't remember their names. Sorry, there's so many. It's like the actor who plays John Decker and his wife who plays Maze King, even though Maze King plays a higher role and all that. Now, when do they start airing it? It's on Monday nights at 9 o'clock on Fox. Yes, on Fox. Or if you're like me who has a Hulu account, you can watch it whenever you want. It's actually Tuesdays, whenever. And it is a good show to watch. Hopefully later on in the series, I want to see more of, oh, I see. So I just want to see more of the Endless and see if there's anything cool about them. My hopes. But if you want to know more about Neil Gaiman and his works, go to like any of the websites like Wikipedia and all that. Even though Wikipedia's not the best source, but it's the best bet. Get to learn more of it, or any of the fandom Wiccas. Anyway, this is Kaminari. I'm signing off and have a great day. Bye.